That's a very interesting question, and I see it as an all-pervasive question and not just relevant to BFSI. That's largely to do with the ecosystem today. We are so much on the go, we have so much access to media at all given points in time that we are getting very, very addicted to everything on the go, for whether it's news, whether it's information, whether it's trends. And that's where social media plays a very big influencer role. And I believe that BFSI benefits or can leverage social media as any other industry can, maybe even a little more, because social media is very content driven. And in BFSI, we largely sell promises and it's not very tangible. So, I think social media plays a very important role in BFSI. So let me say that digital is literally one of our only means of B2C pull marketing, right? Because traditionally BFSI always has had intermediaries or someone else who's convincing the customer. With social media, with digital, we today connect directly to the customer. We create a pull. We actually give the customer platform to compare, to choose. From that point of view, I see digital and social as a larger medium than just leads. I see it as brand building, I see it as category building, I see it as conviction. Uh, Apart from that, yes, it also is a lead medium for me. So there are times that you can actually talk about an instant gratification, something that's available, price sensitive, simplistic products can easily be promoted on social. I think it is the biggest strength that social provides to BFSI. Where I am coming from is that it enables us an opportunity to explain, to provide context, to tell a story. And which is why some of the initiatives taken by other brands, whether it's across the industry, have been very heartening. Because you can actually explain to the customer, which otherwise this is the kind of space where without an explanation a customer layman will not know what he's buying. It's not a tangible proposition. So I think in BFSI particularly, content driven stuff on social is very important. So, I think ROI is a concept which we tend to, drag through the mud sometimes. But the way I look at it, it is short term, medium term, and long term. When you spend on any initiatives, they're not necessarily tactical, right? They do lead to brand recall, brand awareness. I see digital as a very strong medium for a given particular customer segment to create a lot of brand awareness and recall. So I don't think the ROI is so black and white. Having said that, we naturally have our lead metrics. We do see our cost per click. We do see, eventually the contactability and the acquisition. But to me, that's the smaller piece. It's just the more visible piece because it's easily and short-term calculation oriented. But for me, that's the smallest piece. I think digital is a much bigger space where content as well as pure play marketing can play a much bigger role in creating categories and trends. So interesting, but BFSI particularly uh, connects with the larger family. We don't connect with an individual. It's not one person's phone or one person's any sort of device, right? It is something that will benefit the larger audience, and it does connect more than one member of the family to another. At least for insurance, it can't ever be one person. So, in that context, festival is a good time for us to resonate with family values, to reach out to our customers and remind them of us existing and us playing an important role in their lives. Having said which, it is not our core marketing or purchase season. It's also a very busy season. Everybody's bombarding, and it's not a time for us to actually look at it from a sales lens. So yes, we do have some amount of availability in the media at this time, but it's not our core spend season. It is after this that we actually get into the market and actually promote our brand and our products. So the way we look at it is we are a very integrated marketing company. For us, we look at all avenues with equal importance, and digital is getting to be bigger every year because the market is like that. The access to our customer is like that. So we're very excited about the space in 2020, and it's only the excitement only grows year on year. So I'll leave it with that. In terms of trends, I see very interesting trends around voice. I see interesting trends around artificial intelligence, around leveraging analytics, and as business trends, we see a lot of trends overall in digitalization, which then transcend into the media space also, leading to instant gratification, instant response, quicker service. So that kind of builds the entire journey together. I think, like I said, I would go back to voice, I would go back to artificial intelligence and analytics. So I'll speak more from a service industry perspective. I think customer first, always. We need to think from the lens of the customer. To commitment to service delivery. So when you commit, you stand by your commitment, whatever it may be. And thirdly, I would say differentiate the brand from the category. My favorite is Amazon. I think that it's also a business model change. It's a brand that has kept its brand value intact while actually changing categories. It started as a book retailer, went on to becoming a marketplace, and today it's only selling content, video content. So I see that they've kept their consumers completely connected, and I've always thought ahead. So I'm a big fan of Amazon as a brand, as a business. Apart from that, I think two brands that are doing brilliant stuff are Netflix and Hotstar. It's a new category, but they're eating into other categories, and they're changing the face of content. That's a tough one, but I think I still will go with the slightly more global audience. Richard Branson has been my favorite forever, so the last 20 years, I guess. I think he's another one who's brought customer first, service, wow, into the picture and coupled it with branding. So I think he's brilliant. The other one that obviously is Elon Musk. Right now, he's doing great stuff. We will not talk about him. And Apple as a product category, I won't talk about the person, but Apple as a product category has always been a leader in this space. You might not always agree with them, but you can't ignore them. Okay, so what I would like to tell them is that the very fact that they are here is commendable, but it's still the beginning of their careers. So every job can be learned, but good attitude is inherent and it's inbuilt. So go for it with great attitude, whether you win or you don't. Just remember that it's really good attitude that will take you the distance and nothing else.
And what would you be looking out for for the entries, like any specific characteristics?
Right, I would look at a lot of fresh content and consistency and commitment in what they say. So you cannot be different from your brand promise. You cannot be different just because you want to run a fun, gimmicky content or contest or campaign. You can't take away from the core brand. So that for me is very important.